This presentation is about blue spectrum light, its effects on sleep, and what you can do about it. What is blue spectrum light? Light is made up of a spectrum of wavelengths that we perceive as colors. Blue light is the blue part of the visible light spectrum. It has a wavelength of 400 nanometers to 500 nanometers. Blue light is one of the highest energy wavelengths in the visible light spectrum, and it appears relatively bright to human eyes. Where does blue spectrum light come from? Blue light naturally comes from the sun, but it can also be found in artificial lights, such as fluorescent and LED lights, screens such as TV, computer, and phones, and many more, as most sources of light contain some degree of blue light. How does blue spectrum light affect sleep? We have photoreceptors in our eyes called melanopsin. These receptors are uniquely sensitive to blue spectrum light. When we are exposed to blue spectrum light, many things occur in our body, including the suppression of melatonin that our bodies produce, and an increase in alertness and cognitive performance. Melatonin is produced at night and is associated with sleep. So when its production is suppressed when we are exposed to blue light, our sleep can be delayed. What is recommended? Currently, there are no formal guidelines available on blue light use published by either the National Sleep Foundation, Canadian Sleep Society, or the American Sleep Association. The National Sleep Foundation recommends 30 minutes of gadget-free transition time before bed, or to make your bedroom a technology-free zone. The Canadian Sleep Society discusses how flickering lights from a television can delay falling asleep. However, they do not mention whether it is an optimal time frame to turn off the TV, other electronics, or other light sources before bed. One study looked at how long it took participants' bodies to reach a maximum melatonin level after technology use. They found that participants took about 2 hours to reach their maximum melatonin level after being exposed to blue light. Due to the findings of this study, we recommend that blue light exposure is limited 2 hours prior to going to bed. However, there is currently a gap in the literature in terms of the optimal amount of time to eliminate light or light-emitting technology before bed. For our case study, we have Charles, who is a 23-year-old computing science student in his 4th year of his degree. Charles usually goes to school, takes notes on his laptop in class, studies and completes assignments using his laptop, and then goes home at the end of the day. Charles eats his supper and then watches just one episode on Netflix before heading to bed. Okay, 3 episodes. Charles has been noticing that since this semester has started, he's been having a hard time falling asleep. He stopped watching How to Make a Murder before going to bed, because he thought that was giving him nightmares and preventing him from sleeping. But even with watching Gilmore Girls, he still cannot fall asleep. Charles has noticed that his lack of sleep has been affecting his daily life. He is finding that he cannot stay awake in class, he's having a hard time learning some of the new concepts and paying attention. Charles talked to his friend Kirk. Kirk is an occupational therapy student, and Kirk mentioned that he learned in school that blue spectrum light can be suppressing Charles's melatonin levels, making it difficult for him to fall asleep. Kirk recommended that Charles limits his use of electronic devices or downloads an app on his phone to reduce blue light emission before bed. Within a week, Charles was able to fall asleep better again. How can occupational therapists help? Occupational therapists are well positioned to provide their clients with sleep hygiene information. This includes information about blue light and ways to reduce exposure in the evening. As occupational therapists are client-centered, they are able to work with their clients, analyze their daily routine to determine the best option to help reduce blue light exposure. What can we do to reduce blue light exposure? Some options to reduce or block blue light exposure in the evenings include amber lenses, apps, screens to place over your devices, computer software, and blue blocking light bulbs. Amber lenses are one intervention commonly used to reduce blue light and decrease the suppression of melatonin caused by blue light. One study found that participants who wore the amber lenses 3 hours prior to going to bed reported significant improvements in their sleep quality compared with a control group who wore placebo glasses. Another study investigated blue light blocking glasses in teenage boys, ages 15 to 17 years old. The participants were required to wear their glasses in the evening while using LED screens for 1 week. The study reported that participants who wore the blue blocker glasses felt more sleepy and had decreased alertness. The study concluded that the blue light blocking glasses were able to reduce the melatonin-suppressing effects of the LED screens. There are many different types of amber lenses that you can purchase. One store in Edmonton carries Gunnar Eyewear, which has a variety of styles that cost $70 to $90. You can also purchase many different lenses on Amazon.ca. Brands include Uvex, Skyper Safety Eyewear, No Blue Blocking Sunglasses, and Solar Shielded Gaming Glasses that range from $15 to $24. A second intervention to reduce blue light includes apps that you can download to your phone. There is limited research in this area examining the effectiveness of these apps. One study examined the amount of blue light emitted from various electronic devices and looked into whether an app called Kids Sleep Doctor app would reduce blue light emission. The study found that choosing Sleep Aware on the app reduced the amount of blue light emissions. There are many free apps that you can download on Google Play for Android devices. These include Twilight and Blue Light Filter for eye care. There are a few apps available for Apple products, but they are not very good and have many poor reviews. Recently, Apple has released iOS 9.3, which is available on iPhones 5S or later and many other Apple products. iOS 9.3 comes with a night shift mode. You set the time when it activates to decrease the amount of blue light emitted, and then by the morning it will go back to its normal settings. We also found that you can purchase a variety of screen protectors that you place over your computer screen, phone, or tablet that will filter out the blue light. Please be aware that there are not any evidence behind such screens to say whether or not they are effective. Another option is downloading software on your computer that will adjust the screen color based on the time of the day. An example of this is FLux. This software is available for Windows and Mac users. Low blue light bulbs are relatively new development, and there is limited research in its effectiveness and recommendations. GE Lighting produces a light bulb called a Line PM, which is a low blue light emitting light bulb that costs $20. In conclusion, blue light emitted from many different light sources can have negative effects on sleep. It is recommended that blue light exposure is reduced 2 hours before bedtime. This can be done by participating in alternative activities that do not require screen exposure or using one of the previously mentioned adaptations or devices.